Welcome back, Captain. You are our favorite customer.
Is this the same alien always, or do they have some kind of hive mind?
What would you like to sell, Captain? The 434 units of biological data we downloaded from your ship earn you 868 credits. What would you like to sell, Captain? Your ship's log indicates that you discovered the whereabouts of 4 of the rainbow worlds, which so fascinate us. In exchange, we will give you 2,000 credits.
That's good.
What trade items would you like to buy today? How much fuel do you wish to purchase? Yes, sir. Fill her up right away. Fuel transferred to your vessel. How wonderful, Captain. The cowardly Spaffy live at the single planet orbiting Epsilon groups.
Not anymore.
They do not actually live on their world. Rather, they reside on its airless moon. The reason? A xenomorphic species which craves the sweet flavored flesh of the Spaffy has been transported to the surface of their planet and makes every attempt to devour the poor Spaffy. I'm certain that the Spaffy would be forever in your debt if you were to eliminate these creatures from their planet.
That's pretty late.
What? You fear the alien creatures will find you a treat also? Fear not. Our data reveals the beasts are not interested in your species. Should you wish to consult with the Spaffy Ruling Council, you will need to know the secret Spaffy cipher. A password, which is Huffy, Muffy, Guffy.
Very secret cipher.
Like you Earthlings, when the war with the Ur-Quan was lost, the Cyrene chose to be slave-shielded. Their new world is at Beetlejuice.
Yeah, we noticed.
The Cyrene starbase is crewed by the starship commanders and crew who were decommissioned at the end of the war. Though the Cyrene hate the Ur-Quan with a vengeance, they are unlikely to offer you assistance unless you reveal to them the truth behind the tragedy of their original homeworld, Syra, which was destroyed by the birth of a Marcon Deep child a century ago. When the Ur-Quan entered Gamma Serpentis, the home star of the Yehat, their queen made a sudden change of allegiance and allied with the Ur-Quan hierarchy. They became Ur-Quan combat thralls. This act was viewed by most Yehat starship officers as ultimately dishonorable, the desperate act of a corrupt regent to maintain her throne. The Yehat shame was greatly magnified by the Shofixi's show of courage when they destroyed their own star system to slow down the Ur-Quan armada. Captain, you have heard all that we have to say about aliens indigenous to this region. Should we learn more in the near future, we shall be certain to sell it to you.
Me. Historical.
Almost 25,000 of your years ago, there existed near this region of space an association of star-faring races called the Sentient Milieu. This group formed over several thousand years to mutually enrich their respective cultures, to provide a safe creche for emerging sentient species, and to afford themselves a degree of protection from external hostilities. via military alliance. Of the 7 most active milieu members, the most famous race, indeed, you know them well, Captain, were the Ur-Quan. The Ur-Quan evolved on a harsh planet, orbiting a star outside this region of space. They were solitary predators, like your praying mantis captain, or polar bear, who had a very limited set of social behaviors, most of which dealt with sex, since they had to compete for survival against many physically superior species. The Ur-Quan evolved intelligence and tool use in much the same way as your own species. The Ur-Quan also learned to master their fierce territoriality, to build a cooperative planetary culture. When the Ur-Quan were discovered by the Taelo, they had just begun exploring their solar system in crude atomic vehicles. Although the Ur-Quan attacked what they thought to be an invader, the Taelo were patient. They explained the purpose of the sentient milieu and offered the Ur-Quan membership. The Ur-Quan recognized the benefits that such a system provided, and once more conquered the hunting beast within themselves. To become cooperative, productive members of the milieu, this lasted for several thousands of years. Just over 20,000 years ago, when your ancestors were learning to chart the course of the moon and stars on animal horns, the sentient milieu spanned 500 light years and included the membership of 100 worlds. Like all other star travelers, they had discovered ruins and relics of a far more ancient culture, which your species calls the precursors. Explorers from many species spent their lives trying to piece together this ancient mystery, but of all races, the Ur-Quan were the most bold adventurers. Their scouts, flying single ships, penetrated far into uncharted space and landed a million worlds. On one such mission, a young Ur-Quan made planetfall on a small, life-bearing alien world to identify some anomalous energy readings, occasionally a sign of precursor installations.
Precursor were older.
The Ur-Quan found a small, hideous creature, a Dinyari. Before the scout was able to defend itself, the Dinyari creature took control of the Ur-Quan's mind and commanded the scout to place the Dinyari aboard the Ur-Quan's ship, along with hundreds of its evil brood. Then, the Ur-Quan returned to the heart of the milieu, landing on its capital planet. Within hours, every resident of the planet was a Dinyari slave. Within a month, Dinyari compelled starships and spread the evil, psychic creatures across the entire milieu.
Okay, interesting.
When the Dinyari took control of the milieu, one race fought back, the Taelo. These slow, quiet creatures were silicon-based life forms, but bore little resemblance to the modern Genjetsu. Taelo were natural immunes to the Dinyari's psychic compulsion. They were unaffected by the creature's power, and the Dinyari would not permit anyone to exist outside their control. So they ordered the remaining races of the milieu to attack and destroy the Taelo home planet. This planet was one of the few milieu worlds located in this region of space. I believe you call their star Delta Vulpeculae. Their home was a moon revolving about the second planet.
Interesting.
I'm sad to say that the Taelo were indeed eliminated. However, at the time of their devastation, they had completed a device which they thought would give other races psychic immunity like their own. What happened to this device, this shield? It's hard to say. Maybe it was destroyed in the attack on their homeworld. Maybe not.
I need to check that out. It's a Ord space. Interesting. Unless somebody else took it. Let's talk some more.
What trade items would you like to buy today? How wonderful, Captain. In the Dinyare's new empire, the Ur-Quan were the favored slaves. This is probably because the Ur-Quan were the most psychically sensitive, the most easily compelled. As the centuries of Dinyare dominance passed, what was once the sentient milieu deteriorated and degenerated into a great galactic gulag. Alien races which did not serve with the efficiency and speed demanded by the Dinyare were ruthlessly burned from the faces of their worlds. The agents of this genocide were inevitably the Dinyare's favorite pet, the Ur-Quan. After almost 2,500 years of unrelenting Dinyare control, there were only 4 living member races of the once great sentient milieu. By this point, the Dinyare had used genetic manipulation to split the Ur-Quan into 2 subspecies. The green Ur-Quan. Scientists, technicians, and administrators who were responsible for maintaining the limited infrastructure of the Dinyare civilization, and the black Ur-Quan, who filled the ranks of basic laborer and combat soldier. Then, a chance discovery by an Ur-Quan named Thraddas led to the violent overthrow of the Dinyare slave empire. The Ur-Quan named Thraddas was a green, a researcher specializing in repairing the mental damage inflicted by long-term exposure to the Dinyare's psychic compulsion. By this point in history, the Dinyare had grown lax in their dominance, and on occasion accidentally permitted their slaves moments of self-direction. Thraddas was able to use those few scattered minutes to compose a theory. From its observations, Thraddas realized that when a slave died, Dinyare disconnected from the slave's mind, lest it too be dragged down to death. Further, the Ur-Quan scientist uncovered the fact that when Slave underwent great pain, the DeMaria temporarily disconnected. But that the degree of pain had to be extreme, nearly lethal. Kazertza chose its moment carefully. It waited until it was near an open transmission unit. Then, in a short moment of mental freedom, the Ur-Quan injected itself with a dose of acidic poison, sending incredible waves of pain through its long body. In the few moments before its death, Kazertza was able to wrest control of the transmitter to send word of its discovery across the planet and into space as well. Before the DeMaria knew what was happening, Ur-Quan everywhere were hacking at their own bodies with chunks of glass, burning themselves horribly, doing anything that would give them the few seconds of freedom necessary to find the nearest DeMaria and crush the bleeding creature. As they gained longer and longer periods of control, the Ur-Quan developed new tools and weapons to destroy their evil masters. The most gruesome of these devices was the Excruciator, a mechanism which was inserted directly into the brain and generated a constant stream of agony. The DeMaria could not bring themselves to make the necessary mental connection with these tortured Ur-Quan. They were slaughtered by the thousands. The Ur-Quan slave revolt was won. When the last Ur-Quan was free of psychic compulsion, when the last free DeMaria was dead, the combined might of the Ur-Quan starfleets met in orbit above the DeMaria homeworld. They had come together to make two important decisions.
Coffee or tea?
How to punish the few frightened DeMaria left below on the planet's surface. Second, how to ensure that never again would the Ur-Quan be made slaves. The first decision was made swiftly. The DeMaria would not be allowed to die. That was too kind a fate. Instead, the creatures would be genetically modified into some sentience. They would become dumb animals. These low creatures would be further debased by serving the Ur-Quan for all eternity in the most demeaning way the Ur-Quan could imagine, acting as translators, making physical contact with other species, whom the Ur-Quan now considered grossly inferior to themselves and revolting. The second decision, how to ensure their freedom permanently, caused great turmoil. Following the successful Ur-Quan slave revolt, the Ur-Quan met to decide how to ensure their freedom. The green Ur-Quan, who called themselves the Kazertza in honor of the Ur-Quan who triggered the revolt, wished to establish the path of now and forever, which required that all other sentient species must become slaves of the Ur-Quan or be forever imprisoned beneath an impenetrable force shield. Leading the opposition to this plan was Korra, a charismatic fleet officer. Korra proposed a simpler alternative, the Eternal Doctrine. Simply put, This scheme called for the systematic eradication of all sentient life in the universe.
Sounds like a simple idea.
Aside from the Ur-Quan. Captain, if these positions seem to you extreme or unwarranted, you must remember that the Ur-Quan have been unwilling slaves for millennia, and that each of them had to remain in agony for years in order to defeat the Dinyari. The followers of Khazar and Korra were all on the brink of madness, but neither side would submit, and so they fought a bloody civil war. This is the last historical item we have for sale. The civil war between the Green Ur-Quan, the followers of Khazar, and their opponents, the death-dealing Korra, lasted for decades. It is likely that they would have annihilated each other were it not for a chance discovery by Khazar, a precursor battleship.
Oh.
The vessel was huge, many times the size of the Ur-Quan's vessels. The precursor ship sliced through the Korra forces in days. The Korra were defeated. However, in their victory, the Khazar were humble. They realized that there was a chance that they were wrong, and the Korra were right. Instead of destroying the Korra, the Khazar let them go, directing them to make their way through the stars, traveling against the spin of the galaxy. The Khazar would travel in the opposite direction, and when the two Ur-Quan forces met, they would fight again in ritual combat, with the precursor battleship given to the winner. Captain, this is happening.
And Korra are winning.
And now, the Khazar, the Ur-Quan who enslaved Earth, are fighting their ritual battle against the Korra in a large area centered near the Craterus constellation. If the Korra win this battle, Captain, the Khazar will stand aside and let them kill us all.
Okay.
We believe it is your destiny to prevent this from happening.
Okay.
We regret to say that you have exhausted our supply of genuinely valuable information. However, we do have many thousands of useless facts, and that we will gladly sell you
I suppose,
at a
yep.
substantial discount. Are you interested?
Maybe.
We thought not. Very well then. It has been.
So we need to get the rosy spindle from the rosy sphere, whatever, from the Druge, and actually that was mentioned. So this must be the Druge. Reiche HQ.
Greetings, friend and fellow explorer. I am an officer of the Crimson Corporation. We are the Druge.
Good guys.
We are delighted to make your acquaintance and hope that we can do business together. Should your desires be similar, please hurry to our main trading world at Zeta Persei 1. Until we meet again. Attention, alien starship. You have arrived at the central trade world of the Crimson Corporation, home of the Druge. Be welcome and take advantage of our excellent deal.
I bet.
This is the heart of our operation, the vital core of the Crimson Corporation. 1,000,000 deals are made here each day, perhaps more. You would be wise to take advantage of all our services, Captain. You will not find better deals anywhere. We are prepared to make a deal. Very well. Since this is your first time trading with us, Captain, allow me to explain our standard operating procedures.
With chains?
We will sell you fuel, ancient artifacts, even our own Mauler starships. All that we ask in return is that you assign some of your crew to serving here in our trade world on a permanent
Slavery.
No, Captain. Slaves have no choice in their destiny. No freedom.
Yes.
We would never accept the permanent assignment of one of your people unless we knew that they had granted you the rights to make such a deal. People as skilled as your flagship's crew will receive immediate posts in our Starfleet. They will serve alongside our own true starship personnel, sharing every duty. This is a great loss for us both, but we will not make an exception in your case. However, please try to be receptive to what I am about to say. We have taken the liberty of entering your ship's computer system.
Hey, that's a
to
hacking.
investigate the agreement signed by the Earthling volunteers who serve aboard your vessel. As we expected, we found that they have promised to obey you, Captain. Under every circumstance.
Right.
No exceptions. You are fully within your rights to deal with us in our required manner. Should you change your mind, we will always be ready to work with you, Captain.
So I would
Return
need to
soon.
find some item that they are interested.
Patronage is appreciated.
Okay, let's not do slave trade. How about no? Okay, troops are here. I think the Beta Brahe was the Siren homeworld. Used to be. This became a can through a tour of space, apparently. And then we need to visit the Talo homeworld. Okay, so that's their
This is a special
homeworld.
place filled with Juffo-Wap. But it is not the source. Juffo-Wap springs forth from 629.1 by 220.8.
6 to... okay. Good thing there's a pause. 6219. What is Jaffa Pop? Okay.
Must not allow this place to be soiled by the Nom. You must go now. You are the Nom. You must go now and never return.
Mushroom people. Okay, my cons are here. So it wasn't Beta Brahe, it was something else. Ilbratar taking beating from the Thraddas. So Jaffa is here, whatever that is. Similar style of planets here. Apparently nobody made like a calculation 1 + 1.
Jaffa is all omni-existent, spreading and changing the Nom into Jaffa. You are Nom, who must become Jaffa or void. We are the agents of Jaffa. We are the Reiche. A single spore lands, finds nourishment in decay, and soon attains maturity. In turn, it exhales a cloud of new life, 1,000 spores. Each lands, finds nourishment in decay. So progresses Jaffa. Our bodies seethe with the passion of our genes. 1,000 of your species do not possess the richness in one of my cells. You impede the flow of Jaffa through the universe. We will now remove this flaw. We will now aid Jaffa by eliminating you.
Can we escape? Okay. Okay, we can now we escape. Okay, let's go try to get there.
Why am I so blessed? My favorite friends, the humans, are back.
Okay.
Captain, it is good to see you again. You humans are so interesting, so beautiful. You know, I have many pictures of your species. I keep them on my walls to inspire
You
me.
keep them on your itch.io page. We captured the hideous monster from Delta Lenses. Let us make an exchange.
A most excellent piece of news. My chiton rasps and moistens with excitement.
Right.
I've been looking forward to this for so long. My subordinates stand ready to receive the beast from your ship, Captain. Effect its transfer, and then we shall give you the maidens you desire. Oh yes, no problem. Even now my subordinates are bringing them up from the surface. So let's not waste time. Send that delightful beast over immediately. Ah, my new child is on board. Such a big one, isn't he? And so frisky. I am delighted beyond words that you have given me the beast, Captain. But I am afraid that there has been a slight change in our plans. Regrettable but necessary. Oh, my beautiful, luscious human. I had thought that the hideous, violent monster you have given me would complete my collection of ugliness, my menagerie of monsters. I was wrong.
Right.
You, my human love, are the most vile, the most fierce, and wretched. My collection could never be complete without you. I need you, Captain. But alas,
Okay.
I fear you will not give your consent willingly. Am I right? Therefore, Sub-Commander Dax, terminate communications. Warm up my modified intruder. Engage the precursor warp nullifier. Prepare for battle. Sub-Commander, why has my main console become inoperative? The transmit mode is locked. What do you mean the central system computer is damaged? How? The beast escaped? No, Sub-Commander, this is impossible. It couldn't escape from our strongest containment system. It's what? Decks 5 and 6? 11 crewmen?
Oops.
Sound the alarms, you fool. Where is it now? Engineering report. Engineering. Sub-Commander, seal bulkhead. Sub-Commander, are you listening to me? What are you staring at? Pay attention, Sub-Commander. Give me a report on its position. What are you staring at? Behind me? What?
Okay. I think we can now land. I thought he didn't have anything else here. Why did he need... Once again captured the hideous speeds. Thankfully we were much better equipped for it this time. It seemed to be a little distracted at this time. Upon further inspection it appears that it has been left of the Admiral stuck in its teeth. If it wouldn't be an issue. I'm requesting that we get this thing away from us as soon as possible, Captain. Hello, happy campers.
Hello to our house. Do you feel better yet? If you are campers, you will enjoy the change, but maybe not yet. It is best if many happy ores are coming to your house. Let's fitting the fun words for several pieces, and then surprising things.
Okay.
Yes!
And here's the energy signature. It's glowing. Report from surface. Captain, we have found an unusual glowing rock thing here at the surface. When we first noticed it, we thought it naturally fluorescent ingenious dike. But upon closer observation, we can only conclude that this object is artificial in origin, Thalo design. Those guys sure pulled it last. Simple radiometrics show an age in excess of 20,000 years. Regardless of how old it is, it continues to radiate energy all up and down the EMR spectrum with a concentration of emissions in the red/infrared range. Even though it weighs a ton, we will definitely lug this puppy up to the ships. One last comment before I sign off. N6 Hodgkins and Witherspoon have both report the extreme headaches and mental disarray whenever they approach the download device. None of the rest of us have any problems. So either the N6 are just being babies, or the download device produces some kind of shield that affects certain people's minds. Maybe science back in the starbase will tell us more.
Attention, huge alien vessel! Though most of my sensory instruments are malfunctioning, my mass indicator shows the huge size of your vessel, revealing you are none other than a disgusting Ur-Quan slime wad. I am the glorious Show-60 warrior Tanaka. You killed my father, my mother, my many brothers, all 6 of my sisters. In fact, my entire species. Prepare to die! A typical Ur-Quan gambit, which has failed. And now, I howl the scream of death! Yay!
Okay.
Ah, so, the cowardly slug spawn has returned. You were most fortunate last time, you hideous, toothless freak. But this time, I shall surely destroy your vessel, you slithering eater of putrid hairballs.
No, insults like that, you toothless beef, important roof rabbit.
You rip, bloodless sack of decaying flesh, Ur-Quan. You die! Die!
Okay. Hard to not to kill this guy.
I see you're back for even more humiliation. You flatulent Ur-Quan puss cup.
Snout-throated little purple.
I will hang your withered reproductive organs from my posterior monitor. Yay!
There's only one crew in that ship. Stealth distract offline. Good thing. And he's pretty slow. That's very old ship apparently.
I'll kill you this time, you pitiful, withering fancier of herd animal excrement.
One more insult. Hungry breath.
Why, you wallowing, phlegm-filled, grunty belly licker, you... Hey, Ur-Quan never insulted me before.
Yeah.
Who did you say you were?
Humans. Captain Selnick from the New Alliance of Free Stars.
Oh, I am sorriest. I must be reprimanded. When we report back to Star Control, suddenly, your words ring in my ears. Captain, is this true? Have the Ur-Quan been destroyed?
Not quite.
Has the ultimate sacrifice of my people resulted in freedom for the Alliance?
Not really. Yes and no. Well, mostly no.
I am a defeated warrior! A worthless shell! I must die!
No wait, of XD. I have an important duty for you to perform.
What might that be?
What do you think about procreating wildly?
I am intrigued, Captain. But what are you talking about?
We have obtained a females of your species.
Great reaping mounds of happiness! You shall be honored forever, Captain, as the savior of the Show-60 race. I have been granted the ultimate reward, duty. This humble
duty.
warrior will take the Show-60 maidens you possess. Gently wake them. and then perform ribald feats of unsurpassed fertility.
Right.
With their consent, of course.
With their consent. Okay,
Our people
of course.
shall be reborn. Your name shall be recorded in our most sacred writings for all time.
Okay.
Thank you, Captain, and farewell. I have urgent business to attend to.
And off he goes to the hyperspace. I guess that's the place to... Okay, we saved one species.